Shots on no comments. Check. Witness upon the quickly type message. Square on screen. So it should be popping up. All right, let's go. Islam, Islam, Islam. What is showing on my screen? Something like that. That's cool. Go ahead. Islam, Islam, Islam. Let's go. Let's go. Where all the haters at? Haters check in. We want all the haters to check in. I've been hearing a lot of talk about Grand Sheik be lying. He ain't got no receipts. I hear all the talk. I'm here to set the record straight. Islam. What you supposed to be up doing? Huh? Yeah, you ain't doing that, man. Islam. Let's talk about it. Who said we ain't got the right to travel? Let's go to the Code of Federal Regulations about it. They said we ain't got the right to travel. They said we a driver. You get pulled over, they swear to God you a driver. Let's talk about it. What's a driver is? We got this definition right out of Cornell Law School. Tap in with me. Also, if you stick around to the end of this video, I got a treat for you. Free 2 weeks at theconsciouscollege.org. 2-week trial free. Stick along to this end of this video. Let's talk about it. What does a driver mean? This in the Code of Federal Regulations. Because they pull you over and they swear to God you a driver. When you say I got the right to travel, they trying to act like they don't know what you're talking about. But this in the Code of Federal Regulations. This in every state. This federal. This a federal code. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about 49 CFR 390.5. Code of Federal Regulations. They ain't think we was going to find this in the definition, huh? Because guess who found it? Grand Sheik found it. I found the proof. I'm telling you, the truth never changed or passed away. Let's read it. It says driver says what? Driver means any person. We already know the straw man is a person, and you know the natural person. So we talk about any person. No matter if you're driving your straw man, you ain't corrected your status. That don't matter. Your rights still apply. It says driver means any person who operates. Let's talk about what is an operation. Okay, operation is commercial. First of all, so if you operating, that means you're in an operation. Period. It says any commercial motor vehicle. What's a commercial motor vehicle? Let's talk about it. It ain't no automobile. I'm here to tell you that the word, they trying to trick you with the words. The legalese. I tell y'all, when you get pulled over, they're not talking no English. They not talking no English. I'm not sharing my life with nobody neither. Y'all can stop sending requests. I don't share lives unless I invite you. All right, but When you get pulled over, they are not talking English. They talking legalese. They say, can I see a driver's license and insurance? All business got to be assured. All business got to be assured. So that means it's commercial. What I need insurance for? What I need a driver's license for? Just for anybody say we need a driver's license. Now, I'm going to talk about the driver's license too. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you the code which say you don't need no driver's license. But first of all, let's talk about what a driver. A driver is an Uber driver, a CDL driver. Driver ain't got nothing to do with traveling in an automobile. Let's talk about 49 CFR 390. What should you do in this situation then? I'm here to talk about it. Let's talk about what we're going to do in this situation. They pull you over. They say you driving. So they saying you moving a commercial motor vehicle. So what should your be rebuttal? You should show, when they ask you for a driver's license, what I'm going to say? I ain't going to say nothing about no drive. They're going to say you got to drive. Like, no, I ain't got no driver's license. I'm not driving. First of all, the Fourth Amendment got to kick in. See, most of y'all don't know y'all constitutional rights. You got to know your constitutional rights when it comes to driving. First of all, when they pull you over, you ain't supposed to be answering no questions. You supposed to be asking questions. They supposed to be answering questions. They supposed to identify themselves. When the police pull you over, you supposed to identify yourself. Can you please identify, you know what I'm saying, your name, your employee ID number? Let's talk about it. They give you a driver's license. As soon as you submit the driver's license, you waiving jurisdiction. You giving these people jurisdiction. You waiving your challenge to jurisdiction. All right? What you supposed to be doing is said, listen, do you understand your constitutional oath? Every police took an oath to the Constitution. What you supposed to be saying, do you understand your constitutional oath? You can read in this definition. You can print this out and show it to them. This is Code of Federal Regulations. You said I'm driving. I'm saying I'm traveling. I'm here to bring y'all the proof. A lot of y'all be fighting these cases with no proof. Y'all be in here saying I'm traveling, I'm driving. I ain't driving, but you ain't got no proof to prove it. Let's talk about it. Where the hate is at? They said we crazy. They say the people crazy who say they not driving, they traveling. But a driver means somebody who operates a commercial motor vehicle. They moving on the color of law. Let's look it up. 18 USC 242. They moving on the color of law. They depriving your right to travel. That means they moving on the color of law. What is color of law? Let's talk about it. First, let me share my screen with the rest of the game. But they still looking at definition of driver. Let me update them. Declaration of Rights under color law, 18 USC 242. Now this go right with 49 CFR 390. They say you a driver. You saying, hey, I ain't no driver. They say, yes, you are a driver. At that point, they depriving your right to travel because they can't license your rights. See, when you talk about your rights, you don't need no license for your rights. See, that takes away your rights right there. When you license a right, that means you paid for it. That means you got a permission. That means they can revoke your license at any time. That's not a right. Your rights come from God. Go look at the live we posted yesterday. Where do your rights come from? Your rights don't come from the government. So how can they tell us we got the right to travel or the right not to travel? If they don't give you rights, they can't take away rights. Let's read 18 U.S.C. 242. The deprivation of rights on the color of law. What does it say? Whoever. It say whoever. See how they put that? Whoever. That means mayors, governors, police officers, mama, daddy, cousin. I don't care who they is. It's love. I'm in here sweating like a pastor, dropping this heat, trying to set these people's souls on fire out here with love and holy zeal. It says whoever, under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom, willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunity secured or protected by the Constitution or the laws of the United States, or to different punishments, pains, and penalties on account of such person being an alien, or by reason of his color or race, than are prescribed for the punishment of citizens, shall be fined under this title or in prison not more than 1 year or both. Let's talk about it. So whoever, it don't matter who the person is, what state it is, it say any state. I be hearing too much talk about when in Kansas City, they don't play that. Somebody on my timeline right now probably saying that. Man, in my state, they don't play that. I'm telling you, this goes for every state. This is federal law. All you got to do is file a federal claim as soon as they pull you over. All right, let's give a real life scenario. Grand Sheik get pulled over. Grand Sheik get asked for his license. Grand Sheik said, I'm not required to have a license. Matter of fact, can you identify yourself? And did you take an oath to the Constitution? They gonna say, yeah, and then my badge number, my employee number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, bet. Now under the Constitution, it says I have the right to travel. It don't say I can't be in prison or license for traveling. You know what I'm saying? I got case ruling. What you look back on the live, Brown versus Texas. Federal law, Brown versus Texas say you can't pull me over without a warrant. The 4th Amendment of the Constitution say you got to have a warrant. So did you take an oath to the Constitution? Because the Constitution say I don't got to answer no questions on the 5th Amendment unless you got what? An indictment. Where your indictment at? They pull me over. They want you to answer questions. The 4th Amendment say they supposed to have a search warrant. How you supposed to want you to search my name? You want to search my name? You ain't even got a search warrant. You want to stop me? That's an arrest. That's an detainment. Where's you got an arrest warrant? And then you can challenge the warrants. Go look at the first line. We're going to talk about that. You can challenge the warrants. Because even though you got the warrant, they got to have a warrant in their hand. You can't talk about I got some type of warrant on I got a warrant on a police screen. No, you got to have this warrant in your hand, in your presence. Let's talk about it. We got case law on that. Every word I say is case law. I'm just bringing it down to you in trench talk if I can, Islam. But this case law we speaking. You feel me? I'm just talking like this, but this is real law. This is your rights that's being really violated. It's time for us to enforce the Constitution. Just think about it. If everybody in every state enforces the Constitution, it's going to force them to change legislation. Think about it. They getting paid off the tickets, man. When you go to the traffic court, it look like a McDonald's line because these people are getting paid off your ignorance. They depriving you of your rights under color of law. What is color of law? Color of law looks like the law. It's in the semblance of the law. You know, color means anything painted, varnished, or dyed, or stained. So anytime you stain something or paint something, that means it's colored. So that's what they do with the law. They color the law. And then they put you on the color of law, making you a colored person. And you living in a colored world. You feel me? Which is fake and artificial. That's what another word for statutory law is. It's artificial. This says under color of any law. Why would they even make a law that say they can put you under deprivation of law if it didn't exist? This is a real term, color of law. It's a real term. It really looks like the law. And they got another one called color of authority. They look like they really judges. We're going to talk about it. Just stay live with me. Just tap in with me. Come to the consciouscollege.org. We're going to talk about it. Come to consciouscollege.org. To death do us part. Say I separated my name via Minnesota and I live in Oregon. I did a public notice separating the name. Record county records with affidavit of publication. That's correct. That's a cool way to do it. But it's more to it than just separating the name. When we talk about separating the name, you got to separate the citizenship that goes with that name. See, your citizenship is where your rights been violated. You put yourself on an artificial citizenship called the 14th Amendment. That's what you got to separate. And the only way you separate that is that you actually proclaim your nationality with a separate government. You can't be under the United States, U.S. government as a 14th Amendment and claim you changed your status. It don't work like that. You gotta actually expatriate yourself. What you mean by expatriate yourself? You gotta proclaim your nationality to a foreign nation outside of the U.S. Once you do that, you take yourself out of their color of law. Because you put yourself, once you proclaim your nationality, you put yourself on the Constitution, Article 3, Article Nationality. Article 3 says that the jurisdiction is in the judicial courts of the Supreme Courts for people of different foreign cities and foreign states. I should say not foreign cities, but foreign states and foreign nations. So Article 3 jurisdiction applies when you correct your citizenship. And anytime they pulling you over, say the state of Wisconsin or the state of Michigan or wherever pulling you over, right? I'm not a resident because see, inside the U.S., you got dual citizenship. Dual means two. You got two citizenships you got to rebuttal. You got two citizenships you got to rebuttal. To death do us part, say you a real one. I got a DMV kill switch document. Correct status, and I love your knowledge, bro. Appreciate you for sure. For sure that. Come to consciouscollege.org. We got a whole course. We don't just sell you paperwork. We got a whole course of the history of the United States, the history of the Moors, the history of your heritage, the history of nationality. This applies for everybody. Even if you're European, you got to proclaim your nationality. You can be American, but you're a naturalized American, but you're Italian American. You understand? You can be British American, German American. Everybody got proclaimed nationality. It's not showing. All right, let me see what my stream doing. What's wrong? It's not showing. It's good. Yeah, we good. Deprivation of rights. This is your remedy. All right. This is how you catch them out there. Deprivation of rights. 18 USC 242. Then you hit them with a lawsuit on a USC 42 1983. I'm finna show you in a second. Let me pull that up so you can understand how all this go together. See, they don't put it all in one law for you, because if they put it all in one law, you'll figure out too fast and too easy. That'll be too easy. You feel me? So what they did was they put it in different laws like a puzzle. And you got to put it all together. You feel me? You got to put this puzzle together. I'm here to put the puzzle together. That's why we don't just sell you paperwork. We're going to give you a whole course so you can put paperwork together. So Title 18 USC 242, CFR 390, you use these and you file you a suit under 42 USC 1983 civil action for deprivation of rights. So once you figure out they deprive you of your rights, what is your rights? You got all different types of rights. You got political rights, civil rights, you got human rights, indigenous rights, religious rights. You got come on now. We got a list of rights. And so you got to know when they apply to different situations. All right? It's a civil action. Why is it civil action, Grand Sheik? Because civil equity is one. On Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, rule number 2. Equity and civil is one in the federal court. See, they ain't got equity courts no more. Equity deals with your rights. Anytime your rights have been violated outside of contract, you go to equity court, because see, civil court is for contract. So how can you go civil court about your rights? It's because equity and civil is one. They merged the courts because there wasn't enough equity cases for them to have a set court. So they say, so they merged the courts. So when they merged the courts on Federal Civil Procedure number 2, that's when they disclosed this to the public. But how y'all read the federal rules? So you got to come to the consciouscollege.org, man. This type of, we're going to get your states together. See, civil action for deprivation of rights. So they could deprive you of any type of rights. Let's read this. It says, every person who, under color of any statute, ordinance, regulation, custom, usage, or any state or territory or the District of Columbia, subjects or causes to be subject, any citizen of the United States or other person within the jurisdiction thereof to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution and laws, shall be liable to the party injured in an action at law. What it say? Suit in equity, or other proper proceeding for redress, except that in any action brought against a judicial officer for an act or omission taken in such officer's judicial capacity, injunctive relief shall not be granted unless a declaratory decree was violated or declaratory relief was unavailable. Break that down, Grad Sheik. What they talk about? They said every person. Let's start there. What is a person? We got natural person, artificial person. It says every person who under color of any law, statute, or any type of organ regulation, ordinance in any state, so it don't matter which state you is. So you see how this goes hand in hand with Title 18? It's saying the same thing, right? But this time it's telling you what to do about it. That's the difference. Title 18 lets you know, yeah, they liable for doing what they doing. But then Title 42 lets you know what to do about it. Let's talk about it. It says, also, you cannot sue nobody in a judicial capacity. What's the judicial capacity? You can't sue no judge. You can't sue no police officer. You got to get his name. You got to come under common law. I'm not suing no judge. I'm suing Alfred Hitchcock, whatever his name is. What's Buddy name? What's Bubba name? I don't care if his name is Buford. I'm suing Buford. I'm not suing the judge. I'm suing him in his individual capacity. Why would I sue him in his judicial capacity? That means he was doing what he's supposed to do at his job. He was violating the Constitution. Once you violate the Constitution, you step out of that road, you step out of that police uniform, now you in your individual capacity. So you got two capacity, you gotta know about standing in capacity. That's why status is important, because status is everything. What status was he in? Was he in the status of a police uniform, acting under his oath of office? No, he was in the status of a police uniform, acting under color of law. So he stepped out of that uniform. That means that uniform no longer protects him, because his job duty does not say he has the right to subject us to the color of law. When they deprive you of your right to travel, and we showing them a driver under 49 CFR 390, a driver means a commercial motor vehicle operator, then what they got to do with me traveling, going back and forth to the grocery store? Nah, they ain't got nothing to do with that. So once I give notice to this officer this, and he continues to violate me, he's liable. I ain't got to argue with him on the side of the road. You can take him to court in equity. I ain't got no damages. No, I ain't took no financial loss, but he violated my rights. So I got him for deprivation of rights under the suit of equity. I don't want no money, Judge. That's what I told him. What Grand Sheik told him. I don't want no money. Come to the conscious college. We're going to break it down. I don't want no money. I told him, look, listen, I don't want no money. I want an injunction. It says injunction relief shall not be granted unless a declaratory decree was violated or declaratory relief was unavailable. So I'm coming in his individual capacity for injunctive relief, because a declaratory decree and a declaratory relief was unavailable. All right, come over here to the conscious. Now, y'all already know for the month of April, we putting in 2 weeks free at the Conscious College. 2 weeks free access to all the information you can download in your, I don't care how much you can download all the information. You got access to the meetings, and you can inbox Grand Sheik personally. And this Sunday school, I'm got a free treat. Everybody that makes it to Sunday school, I'm giving out a free 15-minute consultation. I don't care what you want to talk about. Whatever your situation, in a consultation, free consultation is going to come with documents. Nah, I ain't just talking. I'm going to show you how to put that action in. That civil action. Come over here to the consciouscollege.org. It ain't going to break your neck. It's only $50 a month. Knock it off. Knock it off like we charging thousands. Like y'all been paying everybody else. Come on, I'm ready to argue. Who want to argue with me? I got proof and receipts. And I can show you case numbers. We got active cases going right now. It's more fighting for their liberty and deprivation of rights right now. We're going to flood these federal courts in 2024. Today is 4/4/2024. Come on now. 4/4. You see it's 2 4s. Title 42. Come on. It's giving that. It's really giving that. Title 42, and then this USC subsection 242. Come on, man. Today about synecdoches. I can't say the word right. But you need to be in line. It's all about alignment. Say it like that. We're going to talk about alignment. You need to be in alignment with the Conscious College. Because this is the type of education we need for the babies, for the older generation, and our generation. If you ain't talking about this, what you talking about? I'm checking out. It's Grand Sheik, Conscious College. Check in.